I'm hoping to come out there. Well, I know I want to come and win the belt, but obviously I want to have an entertaining fight. Don't want to have a boring fight, lads. And I think it's impossible when Justin Gaethje's in the other corner. You know what I mean? You can't not have a good fight when you're fighting Justin Gaethje. So, but I think everyone's going to be shocked, to be honest, because I think I'm going to knock him out. So people won't expect that. People think I'm just going to try and grapple and take him down when I'm not. I'm going to come out and I'm going to put it on.
Expecting an early knockout, a late knockout, somewhere in the middle?
I don't see him getting past the third, just like Chandler.
Paddy Pimblett has doubled down on one of the boldest promises of his career, a knockout over Justin Gaethje at UFC 324. In his latest interview, Pimblett made it clear he isn't showing up to wrestle, stall, or steal rounds. He wants a striking battle, and he wants to prove he can beat Gaethje in the one area most opponents fear. Everyone's going to be shocked. I'm knocking Justin out, he said confidently. Fans on MMA forums noticed how composed and certain he looked, almost energized by the idea of testing himself against one of the division's most dangerous punchers.
Can you give me a reaction to the fight news? Obviously, massive news last week, a massive fight.
Massive news, lad. Gotta go to Vegas tomorrow, lad, to do a press conference. Be in Vegas for less than fucking 24 hours, lad, but I've got to do it, so yeah. Take it all in my stride. I knew I'd end up fighting for the belt anyway, so to fight a legend like Gaethje for the interim belt I've paid my dues to get to this, lad, so I always knew I'd end up fighting for the title, and then I'll win this interim belt, and then I'll beat Ilya up and take the proper belt, defend that, and then I'll go up and fucking win the welterweight belt. 2026 is the year that I take over, lad. The year the Paddy takes over.
But the MMA community is split. Forum discussions quickly pointed out Pimblett's limited knockout record and contrasted it with Gaethje's highlight reel resume. Wars with Michael Chandler, Dustin Poirier, Tony Ferguson. Many questioned why Paddy would willingly choose a firefight instead of leaning on his grappling advantage. Pimblett dismissed all of it, saying people still judge him based on older performances and underestimate how much he has evolved. "You'll understand my power when the fight starts," he said. Supporters praised his confidence, arguing that chaos has always been one of Paddy's strongest weapons.
Want to hear something really fascinating?
Sure. Justin Gaethje against Paddy Pimblett, me against Islam. Once I pass him, I get the title, and you put me against Paddy.
You think Paddy's going to beat Justin Gaethje?
Easy.
That's a crazy thing to say, because Justin Gaethje's animal.
Yeah, but he doesn't know how to grapple, and Paddy knows
But he's a Division I wrestler. He knows how to grapple. You don't think he knows how to grapple? He just chooses.
Beyond the trash talk, the stakes are massive. A knockout over Gaethje would flip the lightweight division upside down and likely send the winners straight toward a title fight with Ilia Topuria. Pimblett knows that one statement win could completely reshape how analysts view him. A KO wouldn't just be an upset, it would force the entire division to reevaluate him as a legitimate contender. Whether he pulls it off or not, Pimblett is entering UFC 324 with the mindset of someone determined to shock the sport.
To be very clear, I am not saying that Paddy deserves this more than Arman, but I'm just saying because he hasn't fought, because Ilya hasn't fought, and I suspect they want to get into a training camp. If they haven't even started one already, I suspect they're going to want to announce this, get rolling with the promotion. There's a lot of history there, and you have Arman sit in the front row, and you say he is next. Like, let's get some decorum here. Let's start figuring out who's next.
Justin Gaethje, meanwhile, enters the fight with the urgency of a man defending the final stretch of his career. Paddy walks in as the rising star, the entertainer, the one many believe is being thrown into the fire too soon. But the matchup carries a darker tension. The unstoppable puncher versus the unpredictable wild card. It's the kind of fight that feels like it could rewrite both careers in a single moment.
Paddy's not bad, dude. Paddy's not bad. He's very beatable, and Gaethje's very beatable as well. But when it goes into the passion and how upsetting Justin Gaethje has always been about not getting that real title shot, and they just keep dangling it right there again, Paddy's in for a new treat, right? Paddy's the one that's never fought for a belt. He's going in there. He's going to be trying to, get that stuff. He's going to feel a little bit more fresher. He's going to have that little bit of excitedness.
Tony Ferguson weighed in first, calling Paddy fresh meat. Ferguson warned that Gaethje has survived wars so brutal that Paddy couldn't imagine the scars. He argued that Pimblett's hype is energy and charisma, while Gaethje's power is carved from years of pain, mileage, and walking through fire. Ferguson believes the pressure of Gaethje's pace and brutality could break Paddy early.
Paddy can pull it off. Unbelievable. That'll be 4 champs, 2 interims and 2 legit, well 3 legit now with Tom being promoted from the UK that have become champions. And for Justin Gaethje, this is the final go. This is the final crack of the whip. The man's had 2 title fights in the past, Charles Oliveira to Khabib Nurmagomedov, and now he gets to go up against Paddy.
Max Holloway criticized fans for acting like Gaethje is just another guy. Holloway said that Paddy's spotlight distracts people from Gaethje's consistency, a fighter who turns danger into fuel. He argued that Justin's violence is precise, controlled, and far more technical than people give him credit for. Holloway believes Paddy's flash blinds fans to the reality of Gaethje's skill.
Ilya or Paddy? I mean, the fight not happening. It's Justin or Paddy now. Paddy got to get past Justin. Justin a tough fight, bro. I don't know. A lot of people sleeping on Justin on the Paddy fight, which just makes me ridiculous.
MMA Guru added his own twist, predicting Pimblett could overwhelm Gaethje with unrelenting pace. He argued that Paddy's cardio, scrambling ability, and chaotic style could drag Gaethje into exchanges where youth and speed become deadly. Surprisingly, Ilia Topuria agreed with parts of that analysis, saying Paddy's striking has evolved enough to punish Gaethje if he overcommits. Topuria believes Pimblett's accuracy has quietly improved and could become a factor early.
Just levitated his way into an interim title shot, which is insane, but fair enough. As an Englishman, I'm all on board with this. But, you know, it is what it is. I think he'll beat Gaethje, but let it be known, Gaethje said, I'm not fighting ever again, and I'll retire if you don't give me a title shot. And bent the knee. They bent the knee to Justin Gaethje and just gave him what he wanted through him threatening to retire after beating Fiziev on short notice. Are you hearing what I'm saying right now?
Daniel Cormier shifted the conversation away from the fight itself and toward the division as a whole. He argued that rankings matter and suggested matchups like Topuria versus Arman Tsarukyan are more meaningful for the long-term health of the lightweight title picture. Cormier warned that stacking rankings for hype instead of merit can damage the division's credibility.
We fought so well that we go, man, the way he beat Chandler, we've never seen that before. But Ilya's a different beast. He's a savage. But so is Arman Tsarukyan. I believe that Arman versus Ilya is the fight, man, 100%. From the interactions they have, the way that you can tell that those guys don't like each other. Ilya said he slapped him the other day. Arman said he touched his face, and now he's saying he slapped him. It's easy to build a fight between these two, because when you build a fight between these two, you feel like it's going to be very competitive.
Michael Chandler added fire to the debate, saying that if Pimblett beats Gaethje, Topuria would get the easiest title defense of his career. Chandler argued that the physicality gap would make a Pimblett versus Topuria fight heavily one-sided. Several analysts echoed this sentiment, insisting that Paddy beating Gaethje would create one of the most unpredictable title matchups in recent years.
Anybody that he's going to fight. I think Paddy would have a good chance to keep it past a round or two, because he's not going to engage, I think, as much as Oliveira did, and we all found out how Oliveira would do if that right hand left hook lands. But ultimately, I think Topuria, it's not as big of a mismatch as most people think, but it's definitely a mismatch, and that's just because we're talking Ilya.
Luke Thomas pushed back hard on the narrative that Gaethje is unbeatable. He argued that the lightweight division is deeper than fans admit, and insisted that Arman Tsarukyan, not Gaethje or Pimblett, is the most legitimate threat to Topuria. Thomas views Gaethje versus Paddy as entertaining, but ultimately irrelevant to the true championship hierarchy.
Tsarukyan able to nullify it. Ladies and gentlemen, that is by far the best performance of Arman Tsarukyan's career. We hadn't seen him since April of 2024. We were supposed to see him at the beginning of this year. It all fell apart. I don't know what happened. Back injury, bad weight cut, whatever the actual reason was, I don't know. What I do know is that guy who you just saw there at 155 pounds, and that means I'm excluding Islam from this conversation for the present moment. That is by far, Ilia Toporia's toughest test.
Arman Tsarukyan later chimed in, saying the UFC is clearly prioritizing hype over merit. He believes the promotion is building the groundwork for a massive rivalry between Pimblett and Topuria, similar to Conor versus Khabib. Tsarukyan said he dislikes the direction, but understands the business behind it.
They already did.
They tried.
They gave him easier because they know he's gonna lose to Ilia. Better like to do interim title and make something like a bigger than, because if he has no title, he's fighting for the title. He's not that big, but when he gonna be, I hope he's not gonna be a champion, but like UFC think he's gonna be a champion and he's gonna fight for the real belt with Ilia. That time he's gonna be superstar and they can sell more pay-per-views or whatever they do. And real fighters like me just watching and waiting our time. You know, they want to make star Paddy Pimblett and to bring him to fight for the title with Topuria, has a bigger name and make it like a big fight, like a kind of Khabib versus Conor, but they're not. Even if he got the...
He said that he was one of the few men in this division that wanted to fight you. I'm curious, how many options did you have for this card? And is it true? Is he one of the few that said yes to fighting you?
No, he's the only one who said yes from deserver fighters. And I supposed to fight with Gaethje as well.
Tsarukyan also revealed that he offered to fight Gaethje earlier, but Gaethje refused unless the bout came with title stakes. Arman said that negotiation positioning is what pushed Gaethje into the interim title conversation, showing how timing and leverage shape championship opportunities as much as wins do.
And if you need the help, let me know. I'll fly to you and help you.
Really?
I mean, I want him to win, you know. That guy, I hate him. But I hope Justin Gaethje not gonna drink, party, gonna train, dedicate himself, be focused. It's his last chance in this life. He was fighting for the title maybe 5 times. So this is his chance and the end of his career. Win the interim title, fight for the real title, and then retire. That's the best way.
And with all that said, it all circles back to the headline of this entire story. Paddy Pimblett is promising to knock out Justin Gaethje. Whether you think it's confidence, delusion, strategy, or pure fearlessness, there's no denying he's putting it all on the line. Some fighters believe him, some analysts think he's crazy, and the fans completely split down the middle. So now it's your turn. Do you believe Paddy can actually KO Justin Gaethje? Or is Gaethje about to show him the difference between hype and reality? Drop your predictions in the comments. And if you enjoyed the breakdown, make sure to subscribe for more UFC updates, fight analysis, and news. Let's hear what side you're on.